A group of lay people who wanted to create a church that could overcome the barriers that sometimes keep people from joining churches, and that sometimes keep churches from being engaged in the needs of the world, began to meet for worship in the summer of 1984. In November of 1984, the Episcopal Church of the Incarnation was recognized by the Diocese of Michigan as its first new mission congregation in over 20 years. The Reverend Jim Lewis was chosen to be Incarnation's first vicar, and, momentously, we decided criminal justice reform would be our first outreach ministry. We began connecting with currently incarcerated people, and in December of 1985, celebrated a Christmas Eve service in Jackson Prison with the National Lifers of America. Since then, we have welcomed many formerly incarcerated people into our congregation, including, 30 years later, 2 of the men who participated in that first Christmas Eve service. From its inception, members of Incarnation have felt a special call to advocate on behalf of the marginalized. In the fall of 1987, the Reverend Joe Summers, who had recently graduated from Yale Divinity School, became our new vicar. Joe has been with us ever since. Incarnation members originally worshipped in the Ann Arbor Airport, the Pittsfield Grange Hall, and sometimes, in good weather, in a local park during our first 3 years together. In the fall of 1987, Letitia Bird invited us to begin worshiping in a chapel built by her late husband, David Bird. David designed a program to get Black youth into the building trades at Washtenaw Community College. He invited his students to help him build this chapel out of discarded and damaged construction materials. He viewed the chapel, along with his originally designed free at last windows, as expressions of how God's new creation can emerge out of people and materials society has rejected. During our 37 years together, Incarnation's justice ministries supported criminal justice reform projects, including the creation of a county reentry program, which was one of the best in the state, and recently, the establishment of a county restorative justice center and youth justice advocacy hubs around the state. We've supported the Nicaragua Project, an economic development effort launched with our sister Baptist Church in Catarina, Nicaragua. We've supported the launch of Friends of Sabeel North America, which uplifts the work of Sabeel, a Palestinian liberation theology center in Jerusalem, founded by the Reverend Naim Atik, the former canon of St. George's Cathedral. We've supported the rights of LGBTQ+ people to marry and serve as clergy in the church, and the Poor People's Campaign and other anti-racism efforts. We support advocacy to develop housing for the homeless, particularly those suffering from chronic mental illness. And most recently, we are focused on environmental advocacy that includes efforts to dramatically reduce the carbon footprint of our own congregation, and on supporting Fed Up Ministries, a food truck ministry that provides free meals in low-income communities. We have always been engaged in liturgical innovations, including having a collective reflection time after sermons, the use of inclusive language, and a wide variety of music. We also established a contemplative spirituality center, where groups can meet in person and virtually to engage in alternative worship and spiritual renewal practices. Small groups of interested congregants have been empowered to launch new opportunities for connecting with each other, like yoga, book groups, and storytelling. We also have a variety of service groups that help to sustain our common life together, like hospitality and stewardship. Our hope is that the leadership developed through our small groups will move us toward a model of collaborative ministry, freeing up our clergy to continue spending a significant amount of time working in the broader community. We have been largely financially self-sustaining for many years. While we always want to remain mission-oriented, We've grown enough that we feel it is the right time for us to become a full parish. We remain so grateful to the Diocese of Michigan and its bishops, including Bishop Bonnie, and our sister and brother congregations, for all the support you have given us through the years. Thank you.